Maybe. This is starting recording, but it doesn't. There we go. Hey, lovelies. Welcome back to Cookie Jar Unleashed. I'm your host, Cookie. Today, we're going to be doing the episode a little bit differently. Today's show will be video, and I do have a co-host, the beautiful Alana Winters. Hi, Alana.
Hi, I'm Alana Winters, and I'm so excited to be here. We always wanted to do a book club. I've never been in one, so I kind of suggested this, so we're just going to try it out.
Yeah, we're like, that's like the guinea pig phase right now, so you guys are like joining us for this one. So bear with us. See audio already. All right, let's see here. There we go. All right. So usually on the podcast is when I go and I do the rundown for current books up for pre-order. I currently don't have my list in front of me, so we're totally going to wing this. We both went ahead. Okay, so Alana came to me and she had this great idea to do a book club, but book club / podcast. So I was super excited about that. What made you think of this idea? Like, what inspired you?
One of my friends was talking about doing we were just talking about a book club she was in, and then I was joking, like, oh, you should write a book about, like, an author, like, book club, and then I was just like, oh, it'd be really cool if there was, like, just, like, a group of, like, authors that got together and, like, kind of, like, talked about, like, the, you know, our friends' books and stuff, like, I don't know, I just thought that would be, like, interesting, but then I was like, some people might not like that, but I think it's a really interesting, like, perspective, because we can think of things in a different way a little bit. But also we're readers too, so, like, you know, when we're reading it, it's just like, it doesn't really, I don't know, sometimes I'm reading a book and I'm like, oh, this is my friend's book, but then I go into a different world. I'm like, no, it's not.
Like, I'm just a reader for right now.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I'm super excited. So if this podcast goes great, which we're really, really hoping it does, fingers, toes, eyes, all that fun stuff crossed, we plan on having more authors invited into the Skype meeting, and then that way it can be kind of like a round table, so to speak, right?
Oh, I like that.
So
we're like royalty, the round table.
Ooh, we're fancy like that. So yeah, so I'm excited about that. I keep trying to look at you, but I know my camera probably has me looking like I'm like like way off in the distance.
I feel like I might be doing that too. And then I just have like this rogue hair that keeps poking in my eye.
Mine keeps getting bigger and bigger. So this is actually everyone's first time seeing me, because usually like I said, on my podcast, it's like only audio. So the big hair I'm always talking about. Yeah. See, guys? See? Big hair. Big hair. Okay. Yeah, because usually it's just audio. Like, I've never done video, so pretty excited.
Such a shame to waste those dimples.
Chubby cheeks. So, all right. So, do you want to introduce the book that you picked and tell a little bit about it?
Yes. All right, cool. So I picked Dead Man's Curve by Sammy Starlight, who is somebody we both worked when we did the Advantage series together. And Matilda Martell did her cover for this book, Dead Man's Curve, and it's so beautiful. Like, I love her covers.
It's pretty. It's a great cover.
Yeah, and you can always tell when Matilda makes a cover. Like, you can point it out and be like, oh, I bet she did that one. Okay, so I'm gonna read the blurb real quick. So Claire is the maid of honor, and she's at her best friend's wedding where she meets Royal, the best man of the groom. He's cute and funny, but she's a city girl from Chicago, and he's a country boy that runs a farm in Wisconsin. On paper, they are a horrible match and have nothing in common. Despite that, sparks fly when the two of them meet. Find out what happens when the two spend a weekend together. Will it be just a fling, or can they be something more? Okay, so, first off, I love the name Royal for, like, a cowboy.
That's my first time seeing it in a book.
Yeah, like, it was the first time I heard that name too, so it was, like, really unique, and I was just like, ooh. I also didn't, like, know I was even into cowboys until, like, a year ago.
Surprise!
So, like, I was just like, I slept on that for a really long time. It's sad. I know, right? For me. So yeah. Oh, so he was just, you know, and I don't know, this is why, like, cowboys are so sweet and genuine. Like, in the book, I just thought he really was, like, a gentlemanly kind of guy. And just came off really sweet, but, like, he also had, like, a side to him where he was, like, protective of her, and I liked the wedding scene the most, because like just everyone's reaction, like just showed like how much they cared for each other.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, so okay, so Royal's the main character, and Claire, as she read in the blurb, is the main female character. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have to branch off though. Okay. Claire's best friend is Danny. Danny is marrying Parker, who is Royal's brother. So, yeah, so you got two cowboys, but one has now turned into like a city cowboy and is basically like is settling down, you know, in the city or whatever. But yeah, so I guess that technically there's two cowboys, just like you said, Royal's more the jeans, and I was really surprised he had a baseball hat on though for the when they went to the bar. I thought he was gonna have on like a cowboy hat, but he had on his baseball hat.
Yeah, but I feel like modern day cowboys don't. I mean, like if they're not like.
Yeah.
Isn't like a baseball hat like the more like traditional cowboy hat? I don't know. You're.
I live in Texas.
So.
Well, see, because I live in Texas, and so there's cowboys like all around, and they wear cowboy hats. Country boys will dress like a cowboy, but they wear the baseball hats.
Right.
So that's why, like in my head,
it's like a younger generation thing.
That's true. I am pretty old. Oh, that's true. Did
I freeze up?
No. Mm-mm. Did I freeze up?
It's like the worst face.
Like, did I freeze? But yeah.
As long as it's not frozen on your end.
No, I can see like crystal clear. Let's see what else there was. So, see, Parker, or sorry, not Parker. See, I'm like stuck on Parker. Like, I need to know if they have a story. If Parker and Danny have a story. So we need to ask Sammy about that. So Royal's a cowboy. And then how would you describe Claire? Like, I had a hard time trying to find a word to describe her. Like, she didn't come across like businessy. Like, I know she's from the city.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that very much like a city girl, like modern and kind of like trying to figure out what she wants, kind of. I thought she was like maybe in like her 20s in that like stage of like, you know, I like this, but how much do I like it, kind of thing.
I think that's a good way, because like I was thinking of ways to like try to describe Claire, and I think you like hit it spot on, like earlier in life, you know. So yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Who else we had? All right, so you said your favorite scene was the wedding scene?
Yeah.
My favorite scene was the sex scene. The sex scene was my favorite. Like, Sammy's the author. She knocked it out of the park. I was like, oh, okay, Sammy. Didn't know you had it in you like that.
Good. I love that.
Yeah, she did a really good job. So if you're into steam, you definitely want to grab this book, because when you get to the sex scene, you're like, oh, she's been holding back on us this whole time. Like, she really... I was quite impressed with Sammy. She didn't leave anything to the imagination on that one. So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
What else it was? Because I made notes. So I was like trying to see what else there was about the book.
I did it in pink pen for you. I don't know if you can see. My camera's frozen, so can you see?
Yeah, we can. Well, I can. I'm saying like we, like, you know, later on they'll be watching, but yes, it's not frozen at all. So I'm trying to think of what else.
Like, reload it.
You can try. Is it going to hang up if you do that though?